What's good, guys? It's Ron's Rides, and welcome back to Alfa Romeo Maserati of Daytona Beach. Now, this Ghibli has one owner and a clean Carfax, which is probably why it looks as good as it does. Just look at this thing. Somebody took really good care of it. For something with 3 years on it and 30,000 miles, you know, it comes out just polished and clean. Now, part of that is part of the CPO program to have these certified and make sure that we can sell them under Maserati standards. So I just want to give you a quick walk around, and I'll explain over what the certified program is, just in case you guys weren't familiar, and do a brief, overview of that. But we do have a video that's set up for you too that lets you know more about the certified pre-owned program. So I'll link it to the end of this video. But just look at how clean this thing is. In the light, it just looks phenomenal. All the chrome looks good. Look at this Sabia interior. Check this out with the wood trim. It's just a perfect color combo. This is just boss status as far as this spec goes. I mean, the Alcantara is in Sabia. It's just all throughout the headliner, the Alcantara Sabia, the leather Sabia, the brown leather on the steering wheel with the black. Then you have the brown leather on the door with the contrasted Sabia stitching. You have the aluminum trim with the wood trim. It's just a really good combo. Now, you guys know that this is something that I would get dirty in a heartbeat, so I'm not brave enough to get into something like this for myself, but just this combo is just absolutely amazing. Now let's talk about the horsepower for the 2015 Maserati Ghibli SQ4. Now in 2015, there were only two variants. There was the 345 horsepower and 404 horsepower SQ4. There was no S model in 2015. You'll also notice that the badging is different for the Q4 because of the fact that they ended up changing it to say SQ4 and S in 2016. So now you're looking at this 404 horsepower beast Ferrari made engine up to Maserati specs out of Maranello. Now with that, you're gonna get also 406 foot-pounds of torque. You also get 1700 RPM in sport mode, but normally between 1750 and 4500 RPM. Now a good way to tell the different types of powertrains is the shield here. If the shield is in silver, then it's the 345 variant, and that works for 2015 through 2018 models. If the shield is in blue, like it is here, it is the 404 horsepower or 424 horsepower for 2018 variant. Now, you do get the two different variants in the SQ4 as well with the S. So SQ4, blue shield, and the base model, 345 horsepower, is in the silver shield. What makes this classier is the owner did not tint their windows, so you can see straight through to this beautiful interior without even having them roll down the window or having to open the car. You can appreciate this just by standing outside and looking at it and getting a good walk around. I mean, look at it. The brown goes all the way back here too. It's just, it looks so good. I don't see too many classier Maseratis around anymore. The blue Passione is probably the classiest color that I see, and we have one in the dealership here in the Lusso, but never do I see these color combos together, and they just come together so well. It's peanut butter and jelly. I mean, you guys gotta relate. Now you'll notice a few different things here. One, we do not have the full LED matrix lights. You do have the bi-xenon headlights because in 2015 they did not make those. You also have the different front bumper and front fascia, to where they don't have the redesigned front fascia for 2018. They don't have the Gran Lusso or Gran Sport front fascias as well. So you're getting the older style front fascia. You do have the 20-inch Urano wheels, which have stayed around for the longest time since. And you do have your Brembo brakes and calipers, which will never go out of style. You also keep your Pirelli P0 tires, which they have carried on over until 2018 as well. One thing you will notice as well is the side skirts. So some of the 18 side skirts are also not body matched, such as this one, and that's normally the models that aren't Gran Lussos or Gran Sports. If you get a Gran Sport or Gran Lusso for 2018, you'll get the body match side skirt with the emblem on the front fender. Obviously, they did not have those trims for 2015, so this is what we have for this one. If you come around to the back, same thing. You'll notice on the rear bumper here, that the side of the rear bumper and all throughout the bumper is all in matte, to where for 2018 they've changed it to where it's body matched, so here would be all the same color as the car. So that's something different that you wouldn't see on the 18 models, as well as if you have the Grand Sport and Grand Lusso. The Grand Sport would have the more aggressive overlook of the exhaust and the honeycomb grille to go over that. Plus it would have the longer and slimmer deflectors to go over that. And then the Grand Lusso will have the body match diffuser at the bottom of here. So a couple of different things that you guys might not even care about because they still perform and sound the same for most part. Now you also notice the badging. The badging is different for 2015, the Q4. So now what we have is we have S just by itself because we have a rear wheel drive for the S, or you have the SQ4, which is an all-wheel drive, but it's an S, a Q, and a 4 all in this chrome. For 2015, they just did Q4 for that model. So there was no just, rear wheel drive. It was all-wheel drive. So now we have the S and SQ4, and we have the different badging for it as well with the base models too. I like the contrast with the brown here, the brown leather here over the horn, and then the black surround. It looks really good. I think it's a nice contrast. You will also notice the older infotainment system. Now, my 16 has this too. They didn't change until the specific Maserati touch control infotainment system until 2017. So 2017, it changed your infotainment screen and it changed your AC controls. Some people like these AC controls better because they're more flat and into the, more flush, more into the car, to where they like the screen better because the same reason. It's more flush and it looks more, not out there, not out of place. So this one is the older one, just like my style. So if you guys watch these videos, you'll be used to seeing this screen. You'll also used to be seeing or not seeing the dial, because mine does not have the dial to control with the new infotainment system that came out for 2017 and 2018. But pretty much the same down here, same door with the cup holders and same compartment space right here as well. So this may seem a little trippy. For 2014 and 2015, Maserati had the fuel gauge on the right hand side. For 2016 and up, they had it on the left hand side. They switched the sides here of the gauges. Now, I can attest to that because you guys remember I had a 2015 before I got my 2016, and my fuel gauge was on this side. When I got my 2016, I was a little confused that it was on the other side. You'll also notice that the 2017, 2018, 2016 have a little bit more refined graphics. So I think when they changed up the graphics to kind of touch them up a little bit, they decided they wanted to switch the fuel gauge side there and put it on the left-hand side. So since I don't have the sticker, there are still a few things that I want to explain to you guys that this car has. Just in case you have any questions, I can list a few things off for you so you know that this vehicle does have it. So a couple of things like that are the 4-wheel disc brakes, the 6-way power front bucket seats, 8 speakers, ABS brakes, air conditioning, alloy wheels, the AM/FM radio, anti-whiplash front head restraints, auto high beam headlights, auto dimming door mirrors, auto dimming rear view mirror, automatic temperature control, brake assist, and then you have your bumpers with the body color. You do have the CD player. CD player, yep, this has the CD player, I forgot about that. CD player came with the 14, 15, and 16 models. They do not have a CD player for the 17 and 18 models. So just so you guys know, yes, there is a CD player in this car. You won't get them on the newer models. You do also get stuff like the layoff headlights, driver door bend, driver vanity mirror, dual front impact airbags, dual front side impact airbags, DVD audio, electronic stability control, exterior parking camera. You do have that for the rear. The 4-wheel independent suspension, front anti-roll bar, front dual zone AC, front reading lights, garage door transmitter, genuine wood console insert. There you go. You also have the genuine wood door panel inserts. There you go. You also have the bi-xenon headlights, You have the high intensity discharge headlights, HIDs. Take a look at the back, shall we? I'm not even gonna step on that. Since the carpets are back here and the carpets aren't in the front, I felt a lot better stepping on that. I'm not gonna step on these back carpets. I do not wanna be the one that makes this thing dirty. Look at how clean it is. You can tell they probably didn't have any rear passengers often, just because there's no really wear and tear on the leather, and it's all pretty clean for the most part. Either that or the dealership did a good job reconditioning all the leather and everything, but I think that this one was pretty clean just because of the lack of mileage on the vehicle. But let's talk about that. The CPOV program. So what is CPOV? It's the Certified Pre-Owned Vehicle. Maserati has a warranty of 6 years and unlimited miles with their CPOV program. That means that you get an additional 2 years to your already 4 years, 50,000 mile bumper to bumper warranty, and you get unlimited miles within that remaining time. Let's talk about this 15 Ghibli. If it was purchased in 2015, which I'm assuming it was, then the warranty would last for another year, because that would be 4 years, or 50,000 miles, whichever comes first. With the car only being at 30,000 miles, chances are nobody's gonna put 20,000 miles to void the warranty already. So if you get the CPOV program, which we have on here, and if you purchase it, you'll get 2 additional years to that 4 years, which would bring you to 2021, and you'll get unlimited miles. So it doesn't matter if you drive 90,000 miles, as long as it's within the 6 years that you have on the warranty. In this case, the 3 additional years that you have on the warranty. Now that warranty is a limited warranty, so Maserati won't replace any and everything within the duration of that warranty. I did make a video on that strictly, so I will link that to the end of this video so you guys can watch that if you're more interested in what it takes to buy a used Maserati. But in order for us to CPOV, to certify these cars, it costs the dealership money. We don't get it for free. So we pay for it. 1, we believe in it. 2, if Maserati certifies it, they believe in it, because they will only certify a certain amount of vehicles if they meet a certain criteria. And like I said, that's all in that video. But what we pay is $2,095 US to certify this car. So this car specifically, before we put it up for sale, had to have that amount put on it for it to be certified pre-owned, so to make sure that everything was taken care of and that it was up to Maserati standards before we put it on the lot. Pretty cool, right? So a couple more things about the car. You do have your sunroof there. It is manual as far as the vent cover goes, so if you want to pull the vent cover back, you can, and then you can raise the glass as well. Let's go and check out the trunk space. Now you can open this via the key fob. You can open it from inside of the car, or you can do it this way here, and you do have your front carpets for the driver and passenger up front here as well. All 3 seats do fold down. You can see them back there. You can kind of tell that they do fold down. Your battery is tucked away under here as well. So let's lift that up, and you do have your spare as well. Battery being right there, and you can see the cutout for it, and then spare being here. And it's always good to see that in a used vehicle. Means that the previous owner didn't have any issues with it. Also here has the manual, and it's actually ironic that this matches the carpet color and the interior color. That's pretty cool. And then right here, you do have a battery tender as well, which is really cool, because you don't normally get those with the car, but this customer must have had theirs and threw it in with the car. So that's really cool that they do have the battery tender. So you'll probably notice something missing here. Normally there will be a button to close or close and lock the trunk. That was not the case for 2014 and 2015. That was not added until 2016. So I'm actually going to be pulling on this to close it. There also isn't any kick sensor option on this specific vehicle as well. So I have to pull down on this tab to close the trunk. So I do not touch the beautiful paint and fingerprint it up. If you guys know me, you know I'm very meticulous about my cars, and doing something like that would drive me crazy touching it. So when I had my old 2015, I would always make sure I grabbed that handle and pulled it down just to make sure I did not touch the vehicle. The rear taillights on the Ghibli have always been some of my favorite, and it has carried the same rear taillights since 2014 when it was first relaunched. So you're gonna get these same looking taillights in 2018 as you would in the 2014 models. Now, of course, you can get either the bi-xenon or the full matrix headlights for 2018, but these here have the bi-xenon headlights, and they still look good with this car. But what do you guys think? I definitely like the bi-xenon headlights. I have them on my car because the full matrix LED lights are new for 2018, so I'm rocking with them. Now, as nice as this car is, it still does have its flaws. The early Ghiblis were something that needed to be worked on. It was one of those things to where they just needed to get it right, and they weren't getting it right by 2015 yet. There are a lot of things missing as far as technology packages like you have for the 2018s. A lot of things like quality control. We'll have a popular YouTuber that has made a video on the 2015 Ghibli tell you all about that stuff. But there are a couple of things that just weren't really good with the 2015 and 2014 models. And like I said, I should know, I had a 2015 and I had some issues with mine. All documented, so nothing I'm trying to hide from. But what I'm trying to do is just show you guys this beautiful spec. Now, maintenance doesn't cover stuff like oil changes, or it doesn't cover stuff like tires, so you will have to replace stuff like that yourself. And the Pirelli P Zeros, you know, they're about 300 and something a tire, US dollars. And then your oil services, you know, your first and second oil services all depend on the dealership you go to. We charge just about $350 for each annual service. This one would be coming up on the 4th service after. So it's already been done through its 3rd service because we certified it. We did the oil and everything there, made sure it was good. The next service you will be doing for this one is the 4th service. So you got another 12,500 miles or a year until you get that done, just to keep you guys ahead of the game and just to give you some know-how on that. We should probably take it for a spin, right? I thought so. Sport mode first though. Still have this lovely shifter, joystick shifter that you have to crank back a little bit. But then we're off, no paddle shifters with this one. So, you know, you're going to be doing your manual shifting. If you do manual shifting, you don't have to. You're gonna be doing your manual shifting from the gear select right here in the center. Not hard at all. I prefer the manual paddle shifters. I always drive a manual, I always drive a sport manual, which we're in right now, because one, I do love controlling my RPMs and using the paddle shifters to do so, and two, because in sport mode, the valves being activated and opened up, it just really makes a difference. I mean, obviously Maserati is known for their sound, but they're not always loud. They're only loud when they have to be and when you want them to be, for the most part. A lot of times you want them to be loud, so we're gonna be loud. So here we go. I'm gonna roll the window down on the first pull, see what you guys think. There's nothing like that noise, nothing. I mean, downshift, upshift, it doesn't matter. This thing kicks. Hold on, here we go. Had to do that under a tunnel or under an overpass because it gives you the most noise. We'll roll up the window just in case it was a little too loud, too much wind noise. I won't jip you guys. We're still gonna do a pull just to show you that this car, no matter what year, still smiles per mile. Love it. Something that I do every day in my Ghibli, and I still enjoy out of just getting in another car and doing it. It doesn't matter which Ghibli I'm in. It's, you know, it's just that intoxicating feeling to not just driving a car but I mean really being driven in the car. And obviously it's not a Porsche GT2 RS or, you know, McLaren 720S, but for what you pay for and what you're getting, it works. It really does. It's something that us people who may not have that amount to spend on those kind of cars can still get enjoyment, get class, get luxury, get styling, get all that kind of stuff at a decent price. Like I said, I'm not the wealthiest person in the world, so I obviously can't buy those cars, but I can afford this car, I can afford my Ghibli, and I can do stuff like that in it, and that's what means the world to me. Just wanted to show you guys a couple quick blips to see what you thought and see if you know, it really got you going like it did for me. So I'm curious, guys, what do you think about this 2015 Maserati Ghibli SQ4? If you're new to the Ghibli, this is probably going to look ancient to you because they've changed it so much compared to the 2018 Grand Sport and Grand Lusso models. But what do you guys think about this specific spec? Because I still appreciate the color combo and the craftsmanship on the car. It just looks phenomenal, it sounds phenomenal, and I have a blast even looking at these cars, let alone being able to experience them. So I had to share that with you guys just to see if you shared the same passion as me. Hey, that's why I'm here in the first place, right? If you want to know more about the car, I'm gonna link it down in the description to you so you can read more about all the specs and stuff, the stuff I couldn't read off because it just would be too long-winded for this video. But hopefully you learned enough about the car if you didn't know already, and maybe you just learned about this car specifically. If you did, definitely give the video a thumbs up, subscribe for more Maserati Alfa Romeo content. We get this one in the rankings, get the likes up, get the views up, let everybody see this thing, and definitely help support the channel in the same time. But I want you to comment below, what do you guys think of this spec? Would you change it or would you leave it just like this? I still say this is one of the classiest looking Maseratis I've seen. Just the interior combo is something to be enjoyed, something to be appreciated, and I had to show it to you guys. There's no way around that. I was not gonna let this slip through my fingers without showing you guys. So with that said, I appreciate you guys checking out the channel. I appreciate you checking out the video. Definitely click that bell for notifications, and we'll see you in the next one. Be easy, guys. Peace.